Oh, hey guys, sad news today. So many people have been blowing up my phone, and I seen the news, man. Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, has passed away. So I wanted to record a quick little video because, of course, I cover the 80s and 90s. I mean, he was instrumental, especially in that period. Apollo Creed will always be remembered, and so will Carl Weathers. Interesting guy, like talented athlete. He actually was a professional football player at one point, but his true love was acting, and he pursued that. And of course, the breakout role was Rocky One, where he played Apollo Creed into four movies until his character, of course, was killed by Drago during that exhibition match. And then, outside of that, everybody, of course, knows him from Predator. Amazing role in that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So the guy got to star with the two biggest action movie stars of all time and was great alongside them. Obviously, Sylvester Stallone in the Rocky movies, and then Arnold in Predator. Muhammad Kisi, by the way, Tong Po from Kickboxer, shares some really cool stories related to Carl Weathers because at one point, Jean Claude Van Damme was actually in Predator. He was going to be the Predator. And so they all hung out back in the day, man. And, outside of those, I always liked Carl Weathers a lot in Happy Gilmore, the golfing movie with Adam Sandler. That was great. My brother would always talk about Carl in Arrested Development. And then he had a real career resurgence as of late in The Mandalorian. So, after Predator, by the way, he could have really blew up to be the next big action star because the producer of that, Joel Silver, actually got him in Action Jackson, his own vehicle. But the movie wasn't the best, unfortunately, and because it didn't perform at the box office, despite it wouldn't really matter in my opinion who was in that movie. I just don't think it would have been a big hit with the audience. He happened to be in it. He happened to be the lead, so he never quite took off as like the main guy, but he could have. Man, he had all the talent in the world. He always seemed like he was in like a good mood and happy spirits, right? A lot of positive energy. And that was honestly probably why he played the Apollo Creed character so well, because a lot of his own personality got injected into that character, which was loosely based on Muhammad Ali, of course. So, yeah, sad day indeed, man. 76 years old, apparently just passed away peacefully in his sleep, which is the best that anybody could ask, I think, if you're going to pass someday, is just to do it peacefully in your sleep, live a good life and inspire a lot of people, man. The characters he played in movies certainly did that. So, one takeaway, and he says this in Rocky 3, by the way, there is no tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
So whenever somebody like this that was part of our childhood, for example, a lot of you guys watching this channel, he was part of your childhood, man. Like, our childhood is dying. We lost Burt Young last year, Paulie from Rocky. Now we lose Carl Weathers. A lot of people are dying, man. And he was somebody that I always wish I could have interviewed. Speaking of which, I got a lot of really good interviews set up this year, and I need to make sure I get to him. Even if I don't edit and put him out right away, I got to record him just so I have him. One interview that I missed out on last year, I think it was in 2023. It could have been 2022, though. Time goes by so quick. Was the late Bob Wall, because I had to actually talk to him on the phone. A guy named Gary Amon put me on the phone with him. Actually, Stephen Lambert, the late Stephen Lambert, was there too. This was in Vegas. Stephen Lambert, by the way, was the first interview I ever did on the channel. Silver Mask Ninja, really great stuntman. Fought Van Damme in Time Cop. He had passed away last year. And then Bob Wall passed away. I got a lot of really great Stephen Lambert interviews, but I never got Bob Wall, but I could have. And so anyway, there's a lot of older guys. Somebody who recently died also last month, Conrad Palmisano, great stunt guy. He was the stunt coordinator on Marked for Death with Steven Seagal and Gene LaBelle, and actually shared the real story. So I got that on the channel. But yeah, I got to get a lot of these interviews done because unfortunately a lot of these guys are getting older, and nobody knows when their time is, by the way. Like, you could be 20 or 30 and pass away, man. And circling back to what Apollo Creed or Carl Weathers said in Rocky 3, there is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
And somebody, we got to remember that, man, and live our life that way, because somebody had asked me somewhat recently, like, what motivates me, because I'm doing all kinds of stuff, right? Trying to, and am achieving some of these goals and dreams I've had when I was a kid, man. And what motivates me is just the fact that I know I'm going to die someday. And it's not necessarily scary. It's more like a wake up call as far as there's a lot of stuff I need to still do while I'm here. And I know you guys probably feel the same way. So just remember what Apollo said, there is no tomorrow. So it's already February. A lot of you guys probably had New Year's resolutions. A lot of them had to do with getting in shape and eating right. And maybe some of you guys even sign up for the gym. I hope you're still going. If you're not, get back to the gym, man, because having a strong physical body should keep you alive longer, but you're just going to feel better. It's good for your mental state. I would even say spiritual too. So, and that's one thing that Carl Weathers, man, he had such an amazing physique, didn't he? Especially in Rocky 3 and 4. And I still got to make the video that I've been sitting on forever, how Carl Weathers built his best body ever. Because I did other videos like that with Stallone in Rocky 4 and also Dolph Lundgren in Rocky 4, and those were very popular. And I got to do the Carl Weathers one. I got to do that video. And like I mentioned, he's somebody that I really wish I got a chance to interview. And now that, of course, will never happen. So, you know what my biggest pet peeve, by the way, and it kind of relates to all of this, and it's something that each of you guys should keep in mind. My biggest pet peeve is wasting time, because all of our time is just going away. Like this is one thing we will not get back, and we will not have more of. We get less every day, and it shouldn't be scary though. But it should just be more like something that propels us to like want to move forward and move like faster, right? Because we don't know how much time we're going to have at the end of the day, which is one reason why, you know, of course I'm inspired by the Rocky movies, boxing movies, right? Stallone, Carl Weathers, and then obviously I'm inspired by real boxers too. But that's one reason why I'm doing this match on March 9th in Atlantic City. It's like I'm barely going to be fully recovered from my injury, but that opportunity was there and I couldn't pass it up, you know, with Damon Feldman. It's like, okay, if I didn't do that match on March 9th, who knows when the next opportunity would be? Maybe never, maybe next year. I just can't afford to waste time, and I don't think many of you guys can either, but you need to keep that in mind. If you got certain goals or dreams, you got to get after it now. So write it down in a notebook, create the steps, and you can manifest all that into reality. So I've been able to do a lot of stuff somewhat lately that I've always wanted to do, and it's finally starting to work, though it took a long time to get going. But it's the result of all these seeds I planted years ago, and now I'm able to kind of start harvesting that crop. But I'm also currently planting seeds now. I planted seeds yesterday. I'll plant more seeds tomorrow to see, you know, this stuff could kind of like pay off someday in the future. But you always got to plant seeds. Anyway, Carl Weathers, man, great guy. We will always remember him, especially from the Rocky films. And those are timeless. You know, people will still watch those films, and he'll still be remembered even long after we're gone. But specifically to us, if you're in my age range, yeah, man, another day, like our childhood, it's just a reminder that, yeah, of course our childhood was gone long ago, but the people that we grew up with, even if we didn't know, we felt like we knew them. Like these were just such well-developed characters that Stallone wrote. And yeah, we'll always remember them, you know, like they were real people. And of course, Carl Weathers was a real person, but to us, Apollo Creed was a real person, and he'll be missed, you know. Anyway, let me know what your guys' favorite Carl Weathers moment or movie or acting scene or anything else was. Comment below, only positive stuff, please.